Yeah, well, this is the Panther II. As a test vehicle, it never had a turret. This turret was put on by museum folks many years ago, and that's a turret from a regular Panther that was captured in April of '45. A vast number of things they were looking at, and the reason for bringing out this design and so forth was there was great concern when the original Panthers went into the front that the Russian anti-tank rifle could still penetrate the 40mm vertical sides, and the initial response to that was to design a vehicle that had 60mm armour on the sides. However, in the meantime, a clever engineer had come up with the concept of the Schutzen plate, and the Schutzen plate, a thin 5.5mm plate, hung on the sides, covered the exposed area of the side plate, and an anti-tank rifle round coming in would penetrate the Schutzen plate, but it had lost most of its energy by the time it hit the inside. So they never had to bother going to this heavier design. However, they continued on. They had authorization to use this for testing ideas. So what came out of this was the idea to make the side armor in a sloping form like you get on the Panther G. So the Panther G learned from this technique that's used here. The other big difference is these angles. These are completely different angles than you would get on a normal Panther, and the reason for that is it has a semi-automatic Ulvar gearbox in it, not the regular Panther gearbox. Other than that, there's features that you see on the Panther G, like the rotating periscope. But if we go around to the side perhaps now and look at the suspension. The suspension technique that they were testing, and again I emphasize this is a test vehicle, was that you had the two overlapping stations, but you have two wheels at each station instead of the Panther ones where you have two in the middle, two out, separated outside. And this idea was to speed up the changing of wheels if they were battle damaged. So they were testing that. Obviously here we can see a 2-pin track system, because you've got, you can see it best on the back here. You can see here's a link, and then there's a filler link in between. Here's a link. So that's a totally different arrangement, more what was used on the Tiger II. The features of this that were tested are the things that turned up in the Panther Osram G and in the Tiger II. This is more than a foot longer than a normal Panther. You can't see it when you look at it, but if you measure it properly, you discover it's much longer. And obviously then, when you take all the heavier armor, the extra length they have to put in there, you get a much heavier vehicle. So it's way, way heavier than a Panther. So the idea was scrapped, but it was used right till the end of the war as a test vehicle for the various different ideas and perfecting the different ideas. Okay, so it's not a combat vehicle.